When it comes to underwater thrillers, Into the Deep, 2025 doesn't exactly reinvent the genre, but it dives in with enough tension, action, and teeth to make it worth your time. Directed by Christian Sesma and starring Scout Taylor-Compton and Richard Dreyfuss, this movie mixes shark attacks with a high-stakes crime plot that's as messy as it is entertaining. The story centers around Cassidy, Taylor-Compton, who returns to the site of a childhood tragedy where her father was killed by a shark. What's meant to be a moment of closure spirals into a nightmare when modern-day pirates hijack her boat and force the group to retrieve stashed drugs from shark-infested waters. The setup is equal parts ridiculous and thrilling, setting the stage for 90 minutes of tension and chaos. Cassidy's journey from trauma to reluctant hero is the emotional backbone of the film. Taylor-Compton gives a solid performance, balancing vulnerability and resilience as she navigates both her inner fears and the external threats. Richard Dreyfuss, as Cassidy's grandfather, delivers philosophical one-liners about the ocean, but his scenes feel like filler rather than substance. His lines are meant to be profound, but often land closer to a fortune cookie than to Jaws. On the flip side, John Sada's pirate leader Jordan is pure chaos. A cigar-chomping, scenery-chewing villain who's as menacing as he is over the top. His crew and the supporting characters, while not particularly memorable, serve their purpose: to get eaten or outsmarted. Let's talk about the real stars, the sharks. The CGI is a mixed bag. Some shots of them lurking in the water are genuinely nerve-wracking, while the attack sequences occasionally dip into Sci-Fi Channel special territory. Still, the underwater cinematography by Nicolo de la Fere deserves a shout-out. Sunken ships and coral-studded vistas add a visual richness that's often missing in similar films. One standout scene involves Cassidy swimming through a narrow, decaying corridor of a sunken warship as sharks circle outside. The tight framing and muted sound create a claustrophobic intensity that makes you hold your breath right along with her. Not everything flows smoothly. Flashbacks to Cassidy's childhood trauma disrupt the pacing, sapping tension from key moments. And while the film wants to explore themes of fear, resilience, and survival, it often overexplains itself, leaving little room for subtlety. The pirates' motivations and methods also stretch believability. Why stash drugs in shark-infested waters instead of, say, anywhere else? Why not recruit professional divers instead of traumatized tourists? These questions linger, but if you're here for logic, you've already picked the wrong movie. Into the Deep may not reach the cinematic heights of Jaws or the psychological depth of The Shallows, but it's a perfectly serviceable thriller that knows its audience. It keeps things moving, keeps the sharks hungry, and wraps up before overstaying its welcome. This is popcorn entertainment at its core. Sometimes predictable, sometimes absurd, but undeniably fun. If you're in the mood for a breezy dive into danger, this one's worth a watch.